There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak, and there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
What are you so happy about?
I'm on the pill.
Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids?
Not her, me.
You lost me there, buddy.
Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So my doctor prescribed me a little something.
Like Viagra?
Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99.
I have this friend who might be looking and...
Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package.
I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. That's 800-915-9371.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome into the show. It is that time. Pro Joe, when you get a chance, you can come back in here and check out the restream to make sure we are on and everything else. I just loaded us in. Glad you guys are with us today. Hey, 6:05 is the time. Arch City Now, Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house. Pro Joe, is everything right? Does everything look normal? Oh, he went away from the side. Glad you guys are joining us today. 6:05 is the time. Good morning. Glad everybody is ready to rock and roll today. From the chat line. How does that look? Does everything look good? Do I look a little off? I don't know. You tell me. You can tell me. Something just happened there. We had two things that popped up. From our viewership this morning, Megan says, yeah, start off with those Steelman pills to start the morning. Pro Joe took some of his Steelman pills over the weekend. He told me you were all excited about it, right? All right. Are we back on track, dude? Pro Joe in the house. Steelman pills. Oh my God. I love it. It's a Monday morning, June 16th. Steelman pills to start off this lovely Monday morning, brought to you by Pro Joe.
Nothing like taking your Steelman pills all alone.
That's right. Oh, is that you? All alone? Don't even start it, or I'm going to say what you don't want me to talk about.
I'm a single man.
You are a single man, right?
Yes.
All right. Some Steelman pills could help you whether you're single or not. Pro Joe said, Pro Joe gets lots of offers to do photography and video, by the way, if you didn't know. I'm not going there. I'm just saying you had some really nice offers over the weekend.
I did.
And instead of being somewhere nicer with better, I guess, visuals, you're here with me.
Yes. I have priorities.
I love your priorities. This is Arch City Now. You can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also stream us on X at Arch City Now. And for everything about the show, LouInfo.com. Once again, LouInfo.com. Hope you guys had a good weekend, Father's Day weekend in the book. Fantastic. I did. A girlfriend had reservations. Checked out Cuddle Village. Cuddle Village, really, 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 really cool place. And it had been a while since my dad and all three of my kids and myself and my girlfriend all together. First time. 3.5 years. First time. So had a terrific event over there at Cuddle Village. Steve Savage and crew have done a really good job over there. He and his wife put a ton of hours in. Steve, formerly of downtown. He has put together several bars and restaurants in the past, but another one of those St. Louis icons that comes to business right now, starting up. Cattle Village could be one of those places where you see, but put together a couple different bars, and then now being out in St. Louis, just a really, 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 really good brunch. Good time. Projo, hope you had a good time for Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
You went out to eat as well?
Yeah, my oldest son took me to Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Can't beat that.
I know another man who went to the Texas Roadhouse on Father's Day yesterday as well. So good weekend all the way around. Glad you guys are with us today as we kickstart the Monday here on the Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. Things that we'll be talking about today coming up in the end of the 7 o'clock hour and the beginning of the 7 o'clock hour. Starting off at 7 o'clock this morning, we will be talking with Kim Byzantine. She represents Coldwater Creek residents who have dealt with more than their fair share of radiation and medical issues for decades now. Decades, talking about generations, 2 generations, because of radioactivity in the Florissant area. Just get an update. Recently, 6 homes were removed. People were removed from their homes. They had to be replaced because of ongoing activity there. Then coming up at the 7 o'clock hour, we'll be talking with Steve Shankman from Evolution Festival. That's coming up in September. What a music card this has become. What a music event it has become. Seeing the people, seeing the groups that have gone out there, just a really well done job all the way around. So Steve will give us an update at the end of the 7 o'clock hour. Always good to talk to him. He said he listened to us a little bit last week, said he loved what we do. I said, can't we get you any earlier? He's like, Vic, I don't get up until like 7:30. Yeah. I was like, okay, I get it. And we've heard that here on the show. Mm-hmm. It's difficult to get guests between 6 and 8 a.m. live guest in the morning.
I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Every day.
That's right, you are. And so am I. I don't know where I am, but I'm here. It's like that alarm goes off. I'm like, huh? What? Where are we? Damn, guys. The Cardinals lost again. They've lost 7 of 8 games. What is going on? I was so hopeful for the Birds. Lost a lot of close games. They lose 3-2 yesterday. They've lost 7 of 8. They're 37-35. They're still over 500, but they are not trending well. And they start a new series with the White Sox tonight in Chicago. They need to sweep this. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. They need to sweep it before they come home and take on the Cincinnati Reds. They're now in 3rd place in their division, far off the wild card. And they just haven't been able to do all the things together that they need to do. Yeah, Megan says Cattle Village is amazing. We've talked about it last week, Cottleville. One of those areas throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area that's just, it's one of the hot zips where people are moving. And just some new cool restaurants, cool places, band places.
Very tight-knit, community-based.
It is. It's really cool. There's lots of great places all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. That's just one that's really good. I mean, if you go to South City, they'll tell you it's a tight-knit group there too. You know? So, Cardinals lose. Kyle Kirkwood gets hot in the final laps of the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. I just love this event because it was something new that they created literally from scratch. And now it's one of the top tour stops with Indy. And they put over 30,000 people in at Bommarito this weekend. Last night was the race. Kyle Kirkwood wins it in the final laps. He takes home the trophy in front of about 30,000 people. And anytime you can do a racing event in St. Louis where you have that many people and it's a good weekend. And what do you know? For the most part, the rain stayed away. And yesterday ended up being a beautiful day.
Thank God.
Anything and everything we can do to promote St. Louis, we need to. So Kyle Kirkwood takes his first win over there. Another successful stint as St. Louis becomes more and more known as a racing city, a quality racing city. Some other sporting news on Father's Day, U.S. Open golf. It was funny. I was watching with friends. I despised what I was watching. It was so bad, Projo. You're not a golf guy. I am. And the golf was bad. It looked like us out there hacking it up because the weather was so bad. The course was already tough. And then you add water to the mix, and you have the best golfers in the world battling just to shoot even. It was, I mean, they're hacking it all over the place. My son and my friend, they loved watching it. They're like, these guys suck. They look like us. Look at they suck. Hacks. And I'm like, no, I want to see greatness. This is not greatness. I can go down the street and watch this. I can go down and do this myself. What were you going to say, Projo?
I just think that I'm more of a golf guy than you think. Just because
Really?
I don't play it physically, but I will play it on a video game. I love video game golf.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Sure it does. I know the game. I know the rules. I know it well. I just don't know how to play it.
St. Louis is a really good golf community. It is. It really is. A strong golf here. Strong.
Yeah. I think.
And you say it, that's like me saying, you know what? I've gotten really good with my driver because I go to Top Golf.
I didn't say I'm good at golf. I just said that I enjoy it more than you think.
Do you like to watch golf?
I like to play it on a video game.
Okay. Boy.
Watching it, it's a good nap. I mean, you know, audio, it's very relaxing. So it's kind of like watching a football game sometimes, you know.
Well, okay.
Depending on how exciting the football game is, but
I got it.
It's really good nap.
St. Louis loves its soccer. The U.S. men's national team yesterday destroyed Trinidad and Tobago 5-0. They open up Gold Cup play as they should with a dominating win. That was exactly how they needed to respond. Their losing streak is over, and we're grateful that that has happened. It's going to be another warm day today in the 80s. That's really nice. It's going to get hot towards the end of this week, though, throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Now we're going to see some of those scorcher temperatures over 90s. Hot sun, 90s this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I started to see some of that. It's like, okay, here we go. Let's get ready, people. So we're grateful that, you know, summer's back, and we'll see, and at least it'll be dry. People are still cleaning up from that tornado, too, by the way, and we'll get into some of those helps, those shelters where you can go and get help from people. Some of those groups are starting back up again. We'll make sure that everybody sees what you have. Also, where do we have? Oh, and another shout out too. I wanted to give out this morning. We'll do it later. Cardinals were out of town, but they did something over the weekend and last night. It's called Battle at the Ballpark, and it's for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and they do such a phenomenal job every year throughout the St. Louis community. They raised nearly $700,000 for Big Brothers Big Sisters. They have a goal of, like, I think it's $750,000. So if you're familiar with the organization or not, you can go to that website. I learn a little bit about what they're doing. You can still donate to that cause. They're taking donations so that they can try to get to where they want to be. But $680,000, Big Brothers Big Sisters, at the ballpark when the Cardinals were away. So some good things were happening from that standpoint. We promoted the Dave Matthews concert last week. I heard from some people who went, said they loved it. It's good to see Dave Matthews back in town, rock and roll and doing some of the things that he's going to do. And Projo, you sent me something. Is it Billie Eilish that's coming to town?
No.
Who was it? I can't remember who you said.
Halsey.
Oh, Halsey.
Yep.
Halsey.
Yep.
When's Halsey coming to town?
I think it's Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, I never knew you were a Halsey fan, but I'm glad that you are.
I'm just looking for
you
events
are.
happening.
I know you are. When it first came to me, it said Halsey, Moscow Mills, Missouri. And I went, okay, that's not where she's going.
Right.
She's going to be at Hollywood Casino this week.
It says near Moscow Mills.
But when I was looking at it, so that she's going to be in town this Wednesday.
Yep.
So Halsey over there Wednesday. So we'll continue to promote that as well.
Hey, you know something?
What's that, bud?
Fun fact.
Talk to me about my fun facts.
She's bad at love.
How would you know?
She has a whole song about it.
I know. Wow. Okay. Here we go. All right. Guys, this is Arch City Now. It's a show about St. Louis. Anything that's happening with St. Louis, we kind of rev it up. We get it going. We promise we'll be better from segment to segment. If you want to join in the show, you can as well. We'll put that phone number up for you. We are here until 8 o'clock. If there's something you want to talk about St. Louis related, let us know. If there's something going on in your part of the community, please let us know. If you want to talk about something, we like to do that as well. You can also call us at 855-282-8255. 855-282-8255. We'll get back with more. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue to figure out all the things that are happening all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. We will, of course, be talking with you guys about anything and everything St. Louis. We love to give the shout outs as well. If there's something positive happening in your neck of the woods. No, I did not come back with the tattoo. We'll figure that out as well. You wouldn't be able to see it, my sleeve with my jacket on anyway, but who knows? Maybe one of these days, we'll get to that as well. We'll take a quick break. Like, subscribe, share the show. You can do it on YouTube, Arch City Now. We are the information station. We're live and on demand. And YouTube at luinfo.com. Back with more right after this.
Unfiltered conversations, real people, real stories, real impact. Tune in each Tuesday morning at 10 for Elevate and Lead, hosted by Grit founder Jennifer Bartow with Michael and Kelly Chandler. 590 AM, just like any other St. Louisan. We may go away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. luinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. Thousands of people gathered for several No Kings protests Saturday over actions and political stances of President Donald Trump. Protesters gathered at St. Peter's, Franklin County, and the Metro East, along with downtown St. Louis. No Kings rallies were organized in nearly 2,000 locations nationwide. A bill signed by the governor directs $100 million to statewide disaster recovery efforts, including support for St. Louis. The package authorizes $25 million for emergency housing assistance and a $5,000 income tax deduction to offset insurance deductibles for people in impacted areas. St. Louis father Takia Henderson was found guilty Friday in the shooting death of his son, DeMarco Henderson, in 2024 in the Kingsway West neighborhood. Takia claimed that his son had been shot while the two were struggling over a gun, but forensic evidence did not support that. Drivers on I-70 can expect nightly lane closures from Highway 47 in Warrenton to the St. Charles County line. That'll be through September. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here is your luinfo.com weather update. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight as an area of low pressure settles in. We're going to dip down to about 69, and a stray shower is not out of the question. A few showers lingering into Monday as we head back to work, primarily for the first half of the day. Then partly sunny skies, daytime high of about 83 degrees. As the day plays out, still some lingering storms, especially Monday night. Cloudy and an overnight low cooling off to 70. I'm meteorologist Jason Laird for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314 314-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City. 314-344-4400.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, good morning. Hope everybody's ready to get things going this morning. Vic Faust here, Arch City Now. Projo, the voice you hear in the background as well. We're here till 8 o'clock every morning, Monday through Friday. Following us is Hot Take Central 2.0 with those fun guys, Cam Jansen, Jim the Cat Hayes. Glad they're with us as well. Hope you guys are ready to get some things going on this morning as well. Hopefully I'm not screwing something up here, Projo. I'm playing with the computer. Should I leave both sites up or just, or can I eliminate one? We've got 2 of them up.
Yeah, there should definitely only be 1 up.
There's 2 up. Here we go. I'm taking care of 1. There goes 1 by the boy side.
Okay.
Let's see what happened. Hey guys, anything that's happening in St. Louis, let us know. We try to be your information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. Anything St. Louis related, let us know. There's always something going on, but at the same point in time, we feel like there's times where nothing's going on. It is what it is. We just got to know about it. Jump in, like, subscribe, share the show. Let us know everything that's happening around. Who needs a shout out? You can give us that as well. You can let us know what you did from the weekend. If you were at the Bommarito 500 Automotive, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, if you were there for the weekend, let us know. If you checked it out, let us know. I think it was another super successful event. Roughly 30,000 people there again. Weather held out. Exciting race that wasn't decided until the final laps. Kyle Kirkwood taking home the trophy, which was a really, really, really good event for St. Louis. We talk about it. We are a racing city as well. We love our sports, and we show up and we show out because that's what St. Louis does. Also, Cardinals yesterday, not so great. Not so great. They lost again. You know, we're a baseball city, but the Cardinals make it difficult to jump on and support that team with the way that they have been losing. They've lost 7 of 8 games. They're 37-35 now. They're 7 games behind the Cubs. The Cubs, by the way, are coming to Busch in a few weeks. So they'll be here in just over a week. Cubs will be in town for a 4-game series. Look forward to that. They may need to, by the time the Cubs get into town, I hope they're not too far behind, because right now they do not look like they are a team that can put it all together. Playing at Chicago tonight, the White Sox. So they've got a 3-game series there before they come back to St. Louis for a weekend series with the Cincinnati Reds. Soccer, We had St. Louis City SC tied over the weekend. Mr. Klaus had a hat trick. First time we've had that with St. Louis City SC, but they tied the LA Galaxy. What else was happening for you over the weekend? Let us know what's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. What's coming to town? Did you hear of certain things, whether it's music, entertainment, restaurants? I knew a guy, a marketing guy, who told me St. Louis is the place where new restaurants come to die. Have you ever heard that before, Joe? You're the culinary dude.
I've always heard that, like, within the first year, that really tells if a business is going to succeed or not. As far as St. Louis being a place where they come to die, I mean, I've seen a lot come and go.
Yeah, there's people all over the place trying to make things happen. Their restaurants, no matter where it is, whether it's St. Louis City, whether it's Clayton, whether it's South County, whether it's out in St. Charles, just trying to see things that are trying to happen. If people can make things happen with new restaurants, what works, what doesn't work. I don't know. But I do know this. This surprised me a little bit, but I was coming across a report done by Stacker, called Stacker, the most expensive homes for sale throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. They listed the top 30 homes in the St. Louis metropolitan area. And I guess because I don't know real estate, I'm not going to try to know real estate. I know somebody who knows real estate. I just don't know it. Number 30 on the list right now, the price. Do you have any idea what the price would be? The 30th most expensive home for sale in the St. Louis area right now.
The 30th?
30th. North Beamiston, St. Louis.
I want to say it's going to be within the $1 million range. Yeah.
$2,650,000 is the 30th.
Wow.
Is the 30th most expensive home for sale right now. Been on the market 9 days. That, according to a website called Stacker.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. And not to bore you with those details, that's 2.65 million on Beamiston. Number one. The number one is, and it's funny. Of course, it's South Price Road in Ladue. Number one, 5.2 million.
Holy.
4-bedroom, 4 full baths, 2 half baths.
Was that Gretzky's house?
Square feet, 8,166 square feet.
Wow.
That's the most expensive home for sale right now at the St. Louis metropolitan area.
Yeah, Gretzky still has a house here in St. Louis, right?
I know he still lives here. Yeah, there's people who live here.
Yeah.
Number 10 was Conway Hill Road, Town and Country. That's at 3.495 million, 3,495,000. 5 bedrooms, 5 full baths, 2 half baths, and an 8,947 square foot home. So it's kind of the 42 Rolling Rock Court, 3,595,000. 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and 1 half bath. And that square feet, I say only 3,893 square feet.
It's got to be on some acreage, though.
Yeah, well, it's been on the 4 acres. 4 acres, 44 days. Yeah, number 10, that's 1 acre. That was 3.495. But it's interesting. You scroll down, number 8, and that had been on the market 44 days. Number 8, Washington Terrace in St. Louis, 3,995,000. 6 bedrooms, 4 full baths, 1 half bath. That's only 9,416 square feet.
I want to know what these prices were about 5 years ago.
Well, it's interesting. A friend of mine, I was in his house recently. It's like a 21,000 square foot home in the St. Louis area. 21,000 square feet. It is. It's like a massive museum. But this one, and that's been on the market for 101 days, and it only has a lot size of 0.4 acres. And then, of course, Squires Land in Huntley, which is considered to be the most expensive zip code throughout the state. That's over 4 million, 5 bedrooms, 5 full baths, about 10,000 square feet. Been on the market for 44 days. You know, and then you just, and then some of those places, they just continue to go down. For example, number 6, because number 7 was, there've been Town and Country. Town and Country checks in at number 6 as well. A $4.5 million home, 12,000 square feet. So it just depends on where you are. Claychester Drive at number 5, about 4.5 million. Carondelet Plaza, 4,800,000. That's a, yeah, you know, that there's no, that's got to be a condominium, or there's no lot size in Carondelet Plaza. So it's gorgeous. Huntley checking back in at number 3. South Lindbergh Boulevard checking in at number 2 at over 5 million. And then, of course, I told you about Price Road, 5.2 million. So lots of I mean, over 30 homes right now listed for sale throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area at over $2 million. I just find it interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can dream.
Oh yeah.
If that's something that you want,
it's there. If it's available,
there.
if you can do it.
Yeah. Hey guys, this is Arch City Now. You can watch us on YouTube, Arch City Now. You can watch us on X as well, Arch City Now. You can check out everything about our show and others and everything going on with this broadcasting genius at luinfo.com. Once again, that's luinfo.com. You can give us a call if you want to join the show as well. That's 855-282-8255. That is 855-282-8255. If there's a story that's going on that you want to give some publicity to, let us know. If you have a shout out that we can give to somebody, let us know as well. Coming up just after the top of the hour, about 7:05 or so, we'll be speaking with Kim Vizentine. She is the director of the Coldwater Creek Group that's really been battling for many, many years, decades, to try to get compensation, try to get help from radioactivity that was dumped in the area, in the Florissant area. That's pretty much proven to be the case. I mean, 6 homes had to be removed just a few weeks ago from that area, once again, because of radioactivity and material that is still in the area. Coming up at 7:50, we'll talk with Steve Shankman of the Evolution Festival. That event has really become something that people are excited about. I mean, anything Steve does, he does well. I mean, you look at the card, you look at the website, and all the people that are going to be showing up, the groups, the talent that they pack into a couple-day event. Second to none. It really is. Steve's been around music his entire life. Also, one of the owners of the factory. He's one of the people, the founders who put the factory together. So we'll be talking to Steve coming up at the end of the show today. And anything else that you guys want to get into, we'll do that as well, figuring out what you've got going on in the area. If we're missing something, give us a shout out. We're going to have to do something from a morning standpoint. What do people do? What do people do in the mornings? You know, good workout facilities, coffee. Some people like donuts, you know, whatever it is, because this is an interesting time slot. That's for sure. 6 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. And also a shout out, as we said a little bit earlier in the show, to the battle at the ballpark that took place at Busch Stadium. $680,000 raised for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Congratulations on the effort there. First of all, it's a lot of money. It's a terrific organization that helps so many people. And of course, so many great people get involved to bring money to that worthy cause. You can also check them out. They're still taking donations if you want to do that as well and bring that through. My Father's Day was great. We talked about that. Hope people enjoyed their Father's Day. If you were not a father, hope you took care of somebody else who is. I was taking to Cowdle Village out there. The new property hasn't opened. It opened in June. They had some soft openings, but the restaurant, the Tavern, was taken there for Father's Day. I mean, an incredible brunch. One of the best brunches I've eaten, that's for sure. Steve Savage and his wife have done a phenomenal job getting that back up and running, making sure that, you know, people have places to go. And I just hear a lot of construction and new things for St. Louis area coming to the Chesterfield area as well. Chesterfield Valley, where we broadcast out of. So, I mean, you're around the area, you start to hear it. Of course, we talk about Gateway Production Studios. We'll be talking with them in days to come as well. They're just about done. They still have a lot of work that's being done on the outside of their facility, but it's a phenomenal organization, a group. or touring bands come to St. Louis to put together their tours before they hit the road. And they come to St. Louis, and can't wait to have a lot more people in St. Louis area where we get to show off some of the things that are happening throughout our area. We're grateful for that too. We know that St. Louis shines when given an opportunity. We do. I don't hear a lot of people who say they come here for events and things. I mean, we've had some issues within the city of St. Louis, and it's a fact. There were some things that happened downtown for sporting events that were not good, but for the most part, I always hear positive when people come here for events and then they leave. So we want to focus on the positive and focus on what's happening around town. That doesn't mean it's always going to be cookies, lemonade, poolside, but there's so much to focus on as well. Also, whether you choose to protest things or not over the weekend, reports where there was 1,000 or some thousands of people that showed up for a protest, a political protest. And I guess everything was fairly smooth. There was no, as far as I heard, there were no riots, no vandalism and things like that. It was peaceful.
Yeah. That's
a
the way
peaceful protest. If you're going to protest, do it peacefully. Don't put police in a bad spot.
And I think that the point was made a little better than if they would have caused damage or anything. Then you just lose the message when you do that.
You do. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. That's the voice of Projo, our producer. Stay with us. This is Arch City Now. Back with more after this, but we are the information station. We're live and on demand at luinfo.com. Please like, subscribe, share the show. Back with more right after this.
Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jimmy the Cat Hayes. Weekday mornings from 8 to 10, only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at the Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your luinfo.com news update. Thousands of people gathered for several No Kings protests Saturday over actions and political stances of President Donald Trump. Protesters gathered at St. Peter's, Franklin County, and the Metro East, along with downtown St. Louis. No Kings rallies were organized in nearly 2,000 locations nationwide. A bill signed by the governor directs $100 million to statewide disaster recovery efforts, including support for St. Louis. The package authorizes $25 million for emergency housing assistance and a $5,000 income tax deduction to offset insurance deductibles for people in impacted areas. St. Louis father Takia Henderson was found guilty Friday in the shooting death of his son, DeMarco Henderson, in 2024 in the Kingsway West neighborhood. Takia claimed that his son had been shot while the two were struggling over a gun, but forensic evidence did not support that. Drivers on I-70 can expect nightly lane closures from Highway 47 in Warrenton to the St. Charles County line. That'll be through September. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your luinfo.com weather update. We could get a few showers or thunderstorms popping up later on. Cloudy today and will stay in the mid-80s. For the overnight hours, the rain will be over with. A few lingering clouds, though, and upper 60s. And then we're warming into the low 90s for the afternoon high on Tuesday. Lots of sunshine, rain on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961.
Which email?
800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It is 6:44 on a Monday morning. June 16th is the date. We gave you the time. Temperatures today should be a little warmer as well, in the 80s. Hope everybody's out having some plans today. Get you started on a Monday morning. This is the show about St. Louis, getting you out the door. If there's anything you got going on today, let us know. What's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area? What's good? What's got you excited? What may have you a little bit upset? We just try to focus on some of those things that are going on. Coming up at 7:05, there's people still battling over in North County in the Florissant area with the Coldwater Creek situation, radioactive waste, material, things of that nature. 6 homes recently, and families moved because of what's going on. It's not a matter of what happened, a matter of when happened or if it happened. It did, and the extent, and how do we take care of some of the issues for people and conditions that they've dealt with over the years. Coming up at 7:50, we'll talk with Steve Shankman from the Evolution Festival. Love to promote what Steve does from that standpoint. Cardinals are back in action again tonight, still on the road, finishing up their road trip. They'll be in Chicago taking on the White Sox for the next 3 games. They'll be back in town this weekend, by the way, if you're looking to get out to a game. They'll be hosting the Cincinnati Reds. The problem with the Cardinals right now is they're not winning. They've lost 7 of 8 games. It's unfortunate. They've hit a skid. They've had some injuries. They just haven't been able to put their pitching and their hitting together. And next thing you know, they're 7 games behind the first place Chicago Cubs. They're games out from the wild card, and they're just 37 and 35. They got to find a way to make things happen. That's for sure. So not a good situation when we look at that. Also, more positive was the Bommarito 500, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 that took place last night. Another terrific weekend in St. Louis racing when it comes to IndyCar. Kyle Kirkwood provides an exciting finish. He has a couple really, really good final laps and takes it for his first win over there. About 30,000 people there this weekend. We had Chuck Wallace from the Bommarito Automotive Group on with us on Friday to promote the event, or on Thursday. Was that Thursday? I couldn't believe it. Thursday, Friday, Thursday. It was Thursday. To promote everything that was going on. So congratulations. Another really, really good weekend from that standpoint. If you're watching U.S. Open Golf on Father's Day yesterday, JJ Spawn, just phenomenal way to finish the tournament in what was some ugly golf because of conditions and a tough course. He wins at 1 under. Battle at the ballpark last night at Busch Stadium, raised $680,000 for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. If anything else is going on, let us know. Of course, you can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also watch us streaming on X. Like, subscribe, share the show. Arch City Now is where we are as well from that standpoint. Love it when you guys let us know what's going on. You can always call in, share your thoughts and opinions, and we'll do that. The phone number 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. Shout out for Cattle Village. That's where I was taken for Father's Day. The girlfriend and kids, my father as well. Just a really, really awesome venue that they have out at Cattle Village. That's for sure. Just right, kind of in Cattleville, right on the outside, on Highway N, closer to Highway K, but on Highway N for people who may not know. If you want to take a drive and check some of the things out that are happening there. We were given an update that a lot of people are familiar with Basso restaurant, bar, right by the Amico sign over at the Cheshire Inn. Really, really good place. I liked it. I remember the first time I walked in there, I was like, damn, I liked it years ago. Well, they've got a new Basso over at Westport Plaza. Westport Plaza, and developers have really been trying to redevelop that area near the Gold Tower. They put the 360 in there. It's a really, really, do you want to talk some of the best views of the St. Louis metropolitan area? There's some good places in Clayton as well, like rooftop views, things from that standpoint. 360 is a phenomenal place to go and check it out. Also now they have Basso on the plaza over at Westport Plaza. So that's opened. Pro Joe, you may have a picture that I sent you from that standpoint to show as well when it comes to Basso. So it's another place. Looks really nice, clean, sleek. Looks like a really nice lounge. Basso-esque there for the plaza.
I'm assuming it's called 360 because you can see all the way around it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You had one downtown. They moved one out to, but this isn't 360. This is Basso.
Gotcha.
So, I just like to see what, one point in time, Westport was it. Lots of people were at Westport. Then it took a little bit of a dive, meaning there weren't many people going to Westport. And now you have new development trying to get more of a crowd to get back out to Westport Plaza. So, a little shout out for Basso on the plaza. If you're out in that neck of the woods, you can check that out as well. Also told about a new cocktail lounge opening in the historic rectory in the Gate District. So that was, it's a nice deal there. It's the first phase of a Johnny Angel project that we're told about. Pat and Carol Schuchard plan to transform the former Immaculate Conception Rectory into a design-forward cocktail bar. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. 3120 Lafayette. Once again, at 3120 Lafayette. So we like to promote things that are all over, and that's what we'll continue to do here. You guys keep us posted on what's happening all over the St. Louis metropolitan area as well, and we'll continue to try to push it out there so people need and see some of the things that are happening. I just get frustrated sometimes when I hear stories like this, and it's so sad for family. I'm talking about on Saturday. And by the way, you can say good morning if you want to. Let us know. Paul, good morning to you. Over near, it's just so sad. A search is continuing today for a missing man who jumped into the Mississippi River swimming over there near, it's a recovery team near Orchard Farm. Emergency crews responded about 9:30 Saturday night. 3 people were in the river near Island 522. It's also known as Mason Island.
I think that's up by the North Shore Marina.
Yeah, it is. 2 made it out, 1 didn't, and he didn't have a life jacket on, and it's so sad. It just.
What was he trying to swim across the river?
I don't know. There were 3 boaters in the water, and 1 didn't resurface. And the problem is that when you don't wear, you should always wear a life jacket if you're in waters like that. And it doesn't help the family or loved ones, to be left with this kind of, this horrible feeling. Because I try to look at it, imagine if it was my son, my loved one, my friend that this happened to. But the waters, the temperatures are getting warmer, people get in the water. And, now you've got a situation where you have rescue boats, helicopters, drones, all looking for a person. And it's a recovery mission at this point in time.
what looks like calm water. You just got to watch out for the undertow. You can't go too deep, otherwise you're sucked away.
Yeah, I mean, we're told it was a 20-year-old man. I mean, this is what's sad. It's just
probably a strong swimmer too.
Yeah, they lost. They had to pause searching. Fog, but they were out there till 2 a.m. Sunday. So they're gonna, had about 40 boats looking. So things can change in a moment, just like that. So as we get into the water, and I've done so many stories over the years when it came to people getting in creeks and rivers, and you just never know. I mean, you don't know, especially if you can't see what's in the water. And this isn't the first time we've talked about situations like this in the area. I just pray that it's the last time, because there is no need for this to be happening. And then, of course, the families and loved ones are the ones left behind that are looking for struggle. I mean, they're the ones that are struggling, trying to figure out, okay, how do we handle this? How do we handle that? It's just a bummer. So one of the updated stories that we were trying to get into this morning on this Monday, June 16th. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show, and letting people know what we have going on throughout our 2 hours, Monday through Friday. Hot Take Central comes up from 8 to 10. And on Mondays, we do our Mizzou show as well, which is from 10 to 11. Everything Mizzou sports related. So we enjoy doing that as well. We talk about it coming up in a few weeks. 4th of July. Lots of people like the fireworks in St. Louis. There are the stands. I guess, what would you refer to as distributors of fireworks? They're dealing with what they say are shipping delays now and tariffs that we've talked about when it comes to fireworks stands scrambling. Do you shoot off fireworks, Pro Joe?
I used to. You might as well just burn your money. You might as well just grab your wallet and set it on fire.
Well, there's people who still absolutely love it, who are our age as well, who are grown adults that love to shoot that stuff off in their driveways and in the street.
It's fun to look at.
I see it all over the St. Louis area, and we're going to be seeing it in a couple areas. I wonder if this is going to affect it, prices, what they'll look like, what's really from tariffs, what's not.
Right.
But they're starting, people are starting to do stories on it now.
I bet we're still going to see the same amount of fireworks go off this year as every year.
I think I agree with you. And if you like fireworks, or if you want to give a shout out, we'll be talking more about that in days and weeks to come. We're the best place to watch fireworks throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. You may have your favorites. Do they change from year to year? What was the best? What do you remember? We'll continue to talk about that. But allegedly, tariffs and shipping delays has the St. Louis fireworks shops that sell these products a bit worried. And have you seen fireworks shops set up yet?
Not yet.
I really haven't seen them set up.
Yeah, there are a few spots on my way here.
And I'm wondering if people have those set up, or are they normally up by now?
I think they
It's
usually
June
wait.
16th?
They usually wait till like right the week before. It's usually the week before.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's June 16th right now, so.
Right. I think most places aren't allowed to sell or even set up until a certain date. So.
Okay. I got you. That would make sense. From our chat line this morning, prayers for his family and friends. Obviously, the 20-year-old man we were talking about who went under in the Mississippi water the other night. So, I don't know. They're looking for him. Greg from the chat line says, love to watch, but hate the week before and after the 4th, people setting them off at 1 a.m. Yep. Yeah, we know how it goes. We hear it. It is part of it. People celebrating, and people love their fireworks. So we'll continue to bring attention to that. And if you guys want to talk about the fireworks situation throughout the area, let us know. And of course, we'll give the shout outs. We'll give the shout outs as we can and do everything that we can there. By the way, you're watching Arch City Now. You can watch us on YouTube at Arch City Now. And of course on X, we stream there as well, Arch City Now. Check out everything on the website for everything that's happening with the entire broadcasting network. That's at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. lueinfo.com. Should be another nice day of weather. Supposed to be dry in the 80s. It's a summer day. It's what should happen. And if you want to give us a call to talk about anything, you can do so too at 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. And you can also join our show via video link. We will do that as well. And speaking of video link, we'll be talking with Kim Vizintin. She is the Coldwater Creek, well, I guess we can call it the director of the Coldwater Creek group, regarding what has happened throughout Florissant, North County, when it comes to radioactive waste and material, what's being done, what politicians are actually trying to help, who's getting help, how long can this problem be around? Because it is a problem. And then coming up at the end of our show today at 7:50, we'll be talking with Steve Shankman from Evolution Festival about his phenomenal event lineup that he's put together. It's not coming up until September, but it's always good to start thinking about what's happening in St. Louis music and what's happening with his festival coming up at the end of the show today. We appreciate you guys jumping in the show. You can also give us your comments on YouTube. We love it when you do that as well. And on X, those same places we were just talking about. Arch City Now on YouTube, Arch City Now on X. Jump in on the show. Let us know what you want to talk about. And of course, we'll do that as well. If you didn't join us later or a little bit later in the show, we'll also recap what the most expensive house for sale throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area is right now and the top 30. It's interesting. So we will get to all of that coming up here in the show. So this is this is Arch City Now. We are your information station, live and on demand at lueinfo.com. Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house. We'll be back with more, including Kim Vizintin's interview right after this.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. Israel's ambassador to the U.S. says the goal is to win the war with Iran. Appearing on ABC's This Week, Ambassador Yigal Leiter said Israel's main objection is not to contain the war, but to win it. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during an interview with Fox News Sunday, made it clear Israel will do whatever's necessary to remove the nuclear threat Iran poses.
We had to act. It was the 12th hour. We did act to save ourselves, but also, I think, to not only protect ourselves, but protect the world from this incendiary regime.
The escalation of airstrikes and missile attacks has resulted in a growing number of deaths in both countries. Meanwhile, President Trump claimed in a post on Truth Social the U.S. could easily get a deal done between Iran and Israel and end this bloody conflict. Trump apparently rejected a proposal from Israel to take out Iran's supreme leader. Reuters was the first to announce the plan to kill Ayatollah al-Khamenei, but multiple outlets cite U.S. officials as confirming the rejection. In an interview on Fox News Sunday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed what he called false reports about discussions between the U.S. and Israel. Word of the proposal comes as Iran threatens to strike U.S. military targets if it continues to assist Israel in defending against Iranian airstrikes. President Trump meets with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney today as the G7 summit gets underway in Alberta. The two nations have been working on hammering out some sort of trade agreement in the face of tariffs imposed by President Trump. The man wanted for killing of Minnesota lawmakers in custody, Vance Bolter, was captured alive near Green Isle, Minnesota, after he was spotted on a trail earlier Sunday by a camera. Bolter is accused of killing state lawmaker Melissa Hartman and her husband. He's also accused of shooting Democratic Senator John Hoffman and his wife. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Happy Monday, top of the hour here, 7:05. Vic Faust here. Pro Joe, our producer, alongside as well. You know, we're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. with everything St. Louis. Your stories, your life, what's making news, what are people talking about, what's got you going on. If you want to give a shout out to anybody, let us know. You can do so at archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. You can also give us a call as well. That's 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. You're watching us on YouTube, Arch City Now. You're watching us on X at Arch City Now. And you can also learn everything about our website, what's happening at luinfo.com. Check us out at luinfo.com. We're going to be talking with Steve Shankman coming up at the end of our show today as well. Founder of Evolution Festival, about the lineup that he has coming up here towards the end of the summer as we head into the fall. Look forward to that because it's another really big event that St. Louis puts on all over the place. One of the things that obviously we like to talk about positive, but we also want to bring things to life. This is a story that's been going on for quite some time. What's happening in the Coldwater Creek area? And to talk more about that, we talked with Kim Byzantine. She is a director of a Coldwater Creek group trying to get protection and help people who've been dealing with so many things, medical conditions, and you name it, when it comes to everything regarding the radioactive waste that was dumped there generations ago that we're still dealing with. And it is part of St. Louis, and that's what we talk about. Kim, good morning. Good Monday morning. Thanks for taking some time to join us. If you could, first of all, let people know what you do and why you're doing what you're doing.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So what I do, like with.
Go ahead, Kim.
Story. What you looking for? So, So I am one of the founding members of the book page for Coldwater Creek, and we've been doing that since 2011. We actually started the group because several of us were sick with, or our loved ones were sick with cancers, and we couldn't figure out why. So we started pulling together information on the different cancers in the area.
Where does this sit?
So, and we coordinate today. It's
No, that's all right.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You had a pause there, so I jumped in. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, we continue to do this today. It's kind of morphed into, it started out as us just looking for answers to our questions on why our loved ones were sick. And it's morphed into so much more. Now we try to provide education to the community on the different health effects of the radiation. We try to provide historical information. We work very closely with the different health agencies and government agencies in the area, including the Army Corps of Engineers and the CDC and the EPA. And then we push for the legislation that's going forward in the area. We're one of the predominant groups that has been pushing for our exposure.
Where does that sit
to
right now?
radioactive waste in the St. Louis region?
That's exactly where I wanted to focus.
So right now, Senator Hawley. So right now, Senator Hawley put forth a bill in conjunction with Senator Lujan for the downwinder communities across the nation, and it has passed the Senate. So it was part of Trump's big, beautiful bill. It's got a long way to go. We're positive. We're trying to keep a good outlook on things. It still has to go through the House and the committees. So, that's where it will actually get its funding or funding stripped or pulled back. So, there's a lot of negotiations, but we could have an answer by as soon as the end of July.
Okay, well, tell me this. Talking with Kim Byzantine of the Coldwater Creek Group, what kind of compensation are you talking about, and how many people getting compensation in that area, that fourth area? What kind of compensation are you talking about when it comes to individuals and the money?
So the government already has a package. That's what folks don't understand. This is not new. Many, many years ago, the government created something called the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. And what that is when the atomic weapons program was created back in the 1940s, there were all these communities across the country that were affected by radioactive waste, by radioactive materials left behind by the Manhattan Project District. Mm-hmm. And so these communities, the government basically went forward and said, hey, we know that you've been affected, and they have been paying out for very specific cancers that are related to these very specific contaminants. So it's not just a blanket money grab, right? You have to have lived in an area for more than 2 years. You have to have one of the 21 types of cancers that are related to the contamination that's in the area. That's breast cancer, prostate cancer, brain cancer, just to name some of them. And then if you can prove that, which in our case is not very hard to prove, then you are, right now it's looking like $50,000 per family or per incident, which is not a lot. I mean, people, it's not going to pay for your medical bills. And that's what people don't understand is, there's a lot more to this bill, though, that people don't understand. It's not really about the money. The money helps. But these communities have been so affected by the the contamination, that there are other things that this bill opens up to us. If we're acknowledged as one of these communities, which St. Louis has never been acknowledged to date, if we're finally acknowledged, we will have access to health screening clinics, and we will also have access to funds for like health education for the community. So hopefully in the future, people are more aware of the contamination, they're more aware of what it can do, and if they are exposed and they are sick, they can seek medical help a lot sooner before it's a terminal disease.
What are some of the issues?
Oh, go ahead.
What are some of the issues that that you've dealt with personally, or people that you know of? Because I've talked to other people who've lost loved ones.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that we started this group, there were 6 of us who started it back in 2011, and we had all suffered personal loss, or we were all dealing with loved ones who had been sick. As a matter of fact, one of our founding members has passed from a brain tumor already. He was, several years ago. The other members, I don't want to speak about their personal stories. They have lost loved ones as well. But for me personally, my firstborn son was born with a brain tumor in 2006. And congenital brain tumors are tumors that you are born with in the brain for a baby. He's one of 50 cases across the US that are documented in medical journals. So it's pretty rare. The thing is back in 2006, nobody really knew about the contamination. And so we were kind of told we were 1 in a million, that it was just one of those rare cases, but nobody really had any idea why. And it really wasn't until we started digging into all of our friends were sick and, that we all had these rare cancers that we were like, this just can't be. There can't be everybody in our grade school or everybody in our high school that is sick with these rare cancers. We're not all 1 in a million.
How long will this battle continue? I know you said this has to go through the House, and I know you've been doing this forever.
Yeah, it seems like it.
You may hear things about this, and it comes up from now and then, but I'm still not sure, when this ends or if it does.
I know. It is frustrating. And for us, having done it for so long, it's frustrating when new folks come in and they're like, why isn't this getting done in a year? And it's like, hey, take a step back. We've been doing this for almost 15 years, And when we started, having grown up in North County at the time was very rural in the 60s and 70s. Now it's much more populated. But we didn't know. Nobody knew about this contamination. These homes were built and these subdivisions were built and these builders had no idea. So this wasn't through malice, right? It was gross neglect, I would say. I would call it gross neglect, but I wouldn't call it malice. But I think this goes on for years. I mean, even if Hawley gets a win, which we're really hoping for, but he has been true to this cause for years with us. So even if Hawley gets a win, we still have years of, setting people up, trying to get the compensation, trying to go after these screening clinics. So it doesn't end, and exposure to ionizing radiation doesn't show up tomorrow. So that's the glitch. And that's what was so hard for us to find out, is it shows up decades later. So here we were, kids of the 70s and 80s, and we started showing up with cancers in the 90s and 2000s. So, who knows what the next 10 years or 15 years show. But the Corps continues to clean up the area. Right now, cleanup is slated to continue on through 2034. So we know that it's going to go on at least that long.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
Possibly longer.
Yeah,
I know.
And from the chat line, Greg says Berkeley High School was just 100 yards from the dumping site. And this has been a story throughout St. Louis news for a long time. But at the same point in time, it never stopped. And that's why we wanted to give some focus to you today, some time. In the final minute or so, what would you like to focus on and let people know about, or what they should be thinking about, or how they can help in any sort of way?
I mean, just continue to, reach out to any of the senators and the House as this goes through, if we see any opposition, And the other thing I want to put out there real quick is, we work with the Corps a lot. And I know people have heard about these houses that are getting bought out by the Corps. There's 6 houses in North County that actually the creek was rerouted and the foundation was built on radioactive material. And so the Corps is buying out these homes. Just be patient. Understand that the Army Corps of Engineers is out there doing a job, right? They didn't put the waste there. These folks are there doing a huge service to our community. They're tasked with doing this service. And we need to respect that when we see these guys out in our fields and in our streams, and they're out there testing the area that, a lot of them live in the community as well. And so just be respectful.
Kim Byzantine of the Coldwater Creek Group, we appreciate it. Please keep in contact with us and let us know the latest developments from that. And sorry for your losses and your sickness and everybody else, but thank you so much for taking time with us today. Okay.
Great. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you. Kim Byzantine with the Coldwater Creek Group. Couldn't imagine dealing with that. People who live in that area or have lived there for decades understand, because they've lived it firsthand, the things that are going on from that standpoint. Of course, we'll keep you posted as we try to do with everything from a St. Louis standpoint. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Projo alongside as well. We are your information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Of course, coming up at the end of the show today, we'll be talking with Steve Shankman to promote the Evolution Music Festival as well, plus all of your headlines and updates coming up right after this break.
Take control of your life and money once and for all. The Ramsey Show with Dave Ramsey. Weeknights from 6 to 9. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. But don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City. 314-344-4400.
Woo! This is your luinfo.com news update. Thousands of people gathered for several No Kings protests Saturday over actions and political stances of President Donald Trump. Protesters gathered at St. Peter's, Franklin County, and the Metro East, along with downtown St. Louis. No Kings rallies were organized in nearly 2,000 locations nationwide. A bill signed by the governor directs $100 million to statewide disaster recovery efforts, including support for St. Louis. The package authorizes $25 million for emergency housing assistance and a $5,000 income tax deduction to offset insurance deductibles for people in impacted areas. St. Louis father Takia Henderson was found guilty Friday in the shooting death of his son, DeMarco Henderson, in 2024 in the Kingsway West neighborhood. Takia claimed that his son had been shot while the two were struggling over a gun, but forensic evidence did not support that. Drivers on I-70 can expect nightly lane closures from Highway 47 in Warrenton to the St. Charles County line. That'll be through September. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
You can't handle
Here is
the
your
truth.
LouInfo.com weather update. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight as an area of low pressure settles in. We're going to dip down to about 69, and a stray shower is not out of the question. A few showers lingering in the Monday as we head back to work, primarily for the first half of the day. Then partly sunny skies, daytime high of about 83 degrees. As the day plays out, still some lingering storms, especially Monday night. Cloudy and an overnight low cooling off to 70. I'm meteorologist Jason Laird for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station content can be found online at louinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Happy Monday morning on this summer St. Louis. I guess it's not quite sunny. It's supposed to be kind of partly, generally cloudy today. 86 and humid for the temperatures is what we're being told. 90 degrees tomorrow. We haven't been over 90 degrees yet, Pro Joe. I don't think we've hit 90. That's expected to happen tomorrow. And of course, the rest of the week, it'll get hotter and sunnier and more humid. Supposed to be humid today as well. Felt it kind of settle into the St. Louis area yesterday when it came to the humidity. Maybe even Saturday evening. If you want to give us a call, you can do that. The phone number is 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8255. You can watch us right now. You can stream us on YouTube at Arch City Now and on X. And we appreciate it when you like, subscribe, share the show, let people know what we have going on. Of course, you can check everything out about what our network has at louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com. Cardinals now lost 7 of 8 games. They lost to the Brewers yesterday 3-2. They lost 2 out of 3 in the series. They're now 2 games over 500, 37 and 35, but they're 7 games behind the first place Cubs. And they're in Chicago tonight to take on the White Sox. Got a 3-game series there before getting a day off and then heading back to St. Louis for the weekend to take on the Cincinnati Reds. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 went down yesterday. Don't know if anybody was there. If you're listening to the line, let us know what a day it was, what a weekend it was for St. Louis racing at Worldwide Technology Raceway. What they have done is phenomenal. What they have put in regards to racing on the map for St. Louis has been absolutely amazing. Terrific economic impact, terrific event. People talking about St. Louis being one of Indy's top stops, over 30,000 people there. And I love the timing. They have it a little bit later in the night. Kyle Kirkwood takes the victory in an exciting race, exciting finish in the final laps. He gets his third win of the season and wows the crowd in the St. Louis metropolitan area. By the way, Steve Shankman coming up, 7:50, maybe a little bit before. Maybe we'll try to, maybe he'll jump in a little earlier. He said he needed his beauty rest before he calls in to talk about Evolution Festival. We're here to talk about everything St. Louis related, giving you the news headlines, things that you want to talk about. Just talked with Kim Byzantine from Coldwater Creek. More people sharing stories, and not good stories, about dealing and or living with and or playing in contaminated creeks and areas and things of that nature over the years.
I think there's a lot of people who know somebody who's been affected by that.
Yeah, great point, Projo.
My sister-in-law ended up with some issues because of that.
Living in that same area?
Yep.
Wow.
She grew up in that same area. Used to swim in Coldwater Creek.
Yeah, and you just can't. I mean, I know it's easy. Politicians, Josh Hawley's, he's got an uphill battle to fight. I mean, they're not from, most people aren't from Coldwater Creek. They don't know about it. And then they probably don't care about it. Out of sight, out of mind. Doesn't affect our area, our community. Why should we give money to something that has nothing to do with us? So that's the battle that Josh Hawley faces.
Sad.
But that, and we'll do stories, interviews. If there's things in your communities that you guys want to talk about, let us know. We'll certainly do that. We do the highs, we do the lows, we ride the roller coaster. We just talk about things that are happening in the St. Louis area. Okay, this one may not be happening in the St. Louis metropolitan area, but it does affect certain things that are around the country and restaurants that are here in our area. For example, last week we had some fast food talk going with Lion's Choice. We talked about that. We talked about them being considered 2 weeks ago as one of the best regional fast food restaurants. Well, new polling coming out from Seating Masters. I mean, you talk about over 45,000 Yelp reviews. Best French fries in America. Best French fries in America. And some of those places that are throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And maybe there's some French fries that people have at places that they'll throw in. Now, I'm not a French fry guy. I don't eat French fries. I just haven't. I mean, I may one here or there, but I'm just not really eating French fries.
I used to love them.
Do you eat them anymore?
Not unless it's fried in beef tallow.
Because that's healthy.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I found out seed oils were bad for you, that's when I
seed oil. Yeah, they are. Seed oils are very bad,
and that's really all that fast food restaurants use to deep fry their French fries.
Okay, number one on the list with a score of 3.86, just to show you how close this was. In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger's fries nationally considered to be number one.
Aren't those just a crinkle cut?
Yeah, they're a crinkle cut. It's been a while since I've had them, a few years, but yeah, they are crinkle cut.
Interesting.
You're not a crinkle cut guy.
It's like the most boring fry.
I love that. Well, you don't have any In-N-Out burgers in St. Louis, so you don't have to worry about it. But the number one alleged best fry that you can get in the St. Louis metropolitan area is Shake Shack. 3.7. So it was 3.86 was In-N-Out burger. Shake Shack 3.7. I couldn't even tell you what a Shake Shack fry looks like.
Same fry. They're the
That's
same.
the same thing then.
Cut fry.
Okay, you got to think with crinkle cut fries. Well, here you go. Number 3, and you can get it in the St. Louis area. Freddy's. Those are not crinkle cut fries.
Those are more like the shoestrings from like Steak and Shake.
And they're 3.59, not far off the list there. Yeah. A place called Bojangles.
Never heard.
I've never heard of Bojangles. It's not in the St. Louis metropolitan area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
That kind of surprises me.
I do like the waffle fry. I'm a fan.
So the waffle fry getting a little love. Number 6, Raising Cane's fries. I think that's another crinkle cut fry. So clearly, crinkle cut paid for this survey.
Apparently.
With Yelp. No, about 40,000 Yelp. Over 40,000 Yelp reviews. That's where they got this from.
All right,
and these
people need to get it together. Crinkle cuts are not that.
Please
great.
tell
Come
me
on,
that.
people.
Okay, I've heard of this place, but I've never had it, and it's not in the St. Louis area. Zaxby's. Zaxby's coming in next. Are you Arby's? Really?
Yeah, that's just curly fry.
Hardee's next.
What?
I know. And then Checkers Rallies rounding out that list.
And McDonald's didn't even end up on that list.
Surprisingly, okay, number 1, In-N-Out Burger, 3.86. Number 10 was that Checkers Rallies at 2.84. So it was close.
To me, that's the best. Checkers
but then,
Rallies.
surprisingly, McDonald's received a 1.91 rating, way off the list. Way down off the list, McDonald's. And from my last time checking, I think I'd eat a McDonald's fry over all of those.
I think a lot of people feel.
And, but that's what you can get throughout the St. Louis area. I'm like, what the hell? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's where we are. Surprise, surprise, everybody.
I guess I better be careful what I say about McDonald's.
What kind of things were you planning on getting into, Projo?
Well, I've had some fast food experiences in my day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you have. So that was another new poll. We like to give some of those things. Let you guys have some fun with it. That's what we do early in the morning. Try to have some fun. Be lighthearted. Get some information out there. Focus on the positive and fun things throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area if we can find them. That's for sure. And food goes a long way. Over the weekend, St. Louis City SC, they tied in their game against the Galaxy. Mr. Kloss had 3 goals. First time that's been done by a player, but they ended up tying. A couple thousand people, I'm told. We'll see. Maybe it was larger, maybe it was smaller, not sure. An anti-Trump protest down at Keener Plaza. The thing about that was, all intents and purposes, it was peaceful, which is what protests should be. You make your voice heard, and there you go. Congratulations on keeping it peaceful. We talk about new places open up. Basso on the Plaza, Westport Plaza. Now you've got Basso there, 360, which opened in recent years. Some locations there. Others coming to Westport as developers try to redevelop Westport Plaza into what it once was, to fight for people's money, to fight for their time, to check out Westport Plaza. Where's that at? Okay, remember last week we talked about what was considered. There was I can't remember what the name of the publication was, but they were talking about the best Mexican restaurant in every state. And Missouri's best Mexican restaurant was a St. Louis location. And I was talking to a group of people, and I said El Derecho, and a female at the table says it's amazing. Like, they do breakfast, like breakfast tacos too. And I'm like, really? So we were like, you had never heard of El Derecho in Manchester. Neither had I. And it was guaranteed to me that I would love El Derecho. El Derecho and Taqueria in Manchester. So anyway, we talk about food. I forgot to give that there as we were talking about some of the ideas that people are giving us when it comes to the St. Louis metropolitan area, when it comes to polling and all of those things that are going on. 4th of July is coming up. Lots of people throughout our area like to shoot off fireworks, like to watch fireworks. We will be focusing more on that in days and the weeks to come. But there are stories coming out now because of tariffs and allegedly delays in shipping that are making it extremely difficult for distributors of fireworks, sales shops, to get those up. I haven't seen any out yet. I'm not sure when they start to normally sell them, but I would think that it would have to be this week because it's June 16th, right?
Yeah, I would think.
You start to look at, it's 2.5 weeks away.
Right.
So will St. Louis get what they want from that standpoint?
I'd say.
Are your favorite fireworks going to be out there?
I'd say at least by this weekend, you're going to see them popping up, I would hope. I haven't even seen a tent start to, I haven't even seen them start to build them.
I know. It's one of those things. People are, listen, if fireworks are there, great. If I don't have fireworks, I don't care. But I know that there are a lot of people who don't feel like me, and that's just fine. They like to shoot that crap up all over the place, all over the neighborhood.
I'd rather fight traffic, go down to St. Charles, watch it on the riverfront, and then get ice cream on the way home.
Okay. Speaking of food, because we do that, do you have a favorite ice cream place?
Andy's is good.
Okay, there you go. Fair enough. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page is now asking for $18 million more in Rams money to be spent on the St. Louis County Animal Shelter because of mismanagement that had been taking place there. Not sure about that. Not sure how you can handle that. That may be a tough ask. All we know is that the shelter has some serious issues right now. There are arguments for using money for that. There are arguments against it. It just depends on what you guys think. You can certainly add your comments when it comes to that. I know I'm just like, my, oh my, these are issues and problems that I never thought the money was meant for or should not go to. But then there's always going to be some worthy cause where money should go. It is. And the longer it goes without spending it, something else is going to happen here, or something else is going to happen there. Should it be used for development in St. Louis City and St. Louis County? Because the county gets to split some of that money too, but should it be going to take care of the animal shelter?
I mean,
and you and I are dog lovers. So
yeah, I mean, it is an emergency situation. If it was just frivolously spending it just to develop the area or whatever, that would be questionable. However, I think in considering the circumstances with the storm, I think that it's a worthy cause.
Yeah, maybe the storm. What, for the animals?
Well, yeah, it wasn't damaged.
Oh no, it just no mismanagement. Oh no, that's all.
Never mind. So that wait, okay, so yeah, if they're using it for damage, yeah, but if they're just using it for something like that, then yeah, I don't know.
No, I get it. I do. By the way, this is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Appreciate you guys joining us. Starting our third week here in the mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. 6 to 8 a.m. every Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. You've got High Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen, Jim the Cat Hayes, and of course, we're appreciative for them being around, promoting what they've got going on as well. Also, if you have guests, if you want to give shout outs, let us know. If you want to jump it on the chat line, you can do it through YouTube. We love it when you guys check in and talk with us, and not only talk with myself and Projo, but also talking with each other when it comes to what's happening in the community. Shout outs, what's got you going, what might have you upset. That's what this show is about. It's everything St. Louis. We try to promote what we can when it comes to that standpoint. Temperatures today should be about 86, a little maybe generally cloudy skies. It is the summer though, and we hope the best from that standpoint. Okay, when we come back on our next break, we'll be talking with Steve Shankman from the Evolution Festival, promoting St. Louis, promoting music, and there's nobody better to talk to than Steve from that standpoint. We are your information station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. We are Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, back with more right after this.
It's the hottest happy hour in St. Louis. In Your City Show with Kelly Lamb and Gordon Montgomery. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your luinfo.com news update. Thousands of people gathered for several No Kings protests Saturday over actions and political stances of President Donald Trump. Protesters gathered at St. Peter's, Franklin County, and the Metro East, along with downtown St. Louis. No Kings rallies were organized in nearly 2,000 locations nationwide. A bill signed by the governor directs $100 million to statewide disaster recovery efforts, including support for St. Louis. The package authorizes $25 million for emergency housing assistance and a $5,000 income tax deduction. to offset insurance deductibles for people in impacted areas. St. Louis father Takia Henderson was found guilty Friday in the shooting death of his son, DeMarco Henderson, in 2024 in the Kingsway West neighborhood. Takia claimed that his son had been shot while the two were struggling over a gun, but forensic evidence did not support that. Drivers on I-70 can expect nightly lane closures from Highway 47 in Warrenton to the St. Charles County line. That'll be through September. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We could get a few showers or thunderstorms popping up later on. Cloudy today and will stay in the mid-80s. For the overnight hours, the rain will be over with. A few lingering clouds, though, and upper 60s. And then we're warming into the low 90s for the afternoon high on Tuesday. Lots of sunshine, rain on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block.
Got the right stuff, baby.
No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Vic Faust here, Arch City Now. You can watch us on YouTube and on X at Arch City Now. And of course, you can learn everything about the show, our show, everything about the network at louinfo.com. Jump in on it. This is all about St. Louis, everything that's happening in our area, the show about you. Let us know what's happening. What are people talking about? What are the headlines that we try to do every morning here, Monday through Friday? Of course, Hot Take Central 2.0 coming up right after us. We also say, good morning to you, Kim. Good morning to you, Greg, Ben, Ray, people jumping in. Gene, thank you so much. You can also join us on YouTube and give us your comments from that standpoint. We can also take phone calls when we don't have guests. If you want that, you can call us at 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. Getting ready to talk to Steve Shankman in a few minutes from the Evolution Festival about the terrific event that he has, the music event that he has put on here in St. Louis. A marvelous job. So many people doing really, really good things here in the area. A couple of headlines that we hadn't gotten to, wanted to make sure that people knew about where we were talking when it came to this area. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. If you were celebrating with your father, other ones, if you had any really good experiences, hope you did. Let us know. I was given a shout out. I was taken to Cottle Village out right on the cusp of Cottleville, right before you get to Highway K on Highway N. Just some really, really, really good food brunch, what they have put together. We've talked about Cottleville over the last couple of weeks with what they had done with a concert venue and Frankie Martin's, but what Steve Savage and his wife and crew have done out there is phenomenal. They've got a place called the Tavern. They've got a distillery that's wide open in the public, just some outdoor entertainment, some music. We had the Tavern brunch. It was freaking phenomenal. Steve knows the business. He helped start out Wheelhouse downtown, another bar place downtown. So congrats to Steve and his crew out there. Ran into him yesterday, but I had a great time out at Cottle Village. Also, we were talking a little earlier in the show when it came best fries in America. In-N-Out was voted #1. I was like, really? Shake Shack #2. McDonald's came in like a deep, almost the last place. I was like, who paid for this polling? Not quite sure.
So 1 and
I'm
2
following that.
1 and 2 are basically the same fry. I'm sorry.
There you go. I
They're
guess
the
that
same
makes
thing.
sense. And I guess those people were voting.
Yeah.
They were the ones that were voting for that. That's what we want. We want that. Congrats to Big Brothers Big Sisters organization. They put on a yearly event called Battle at the Ballpark. They have already raised over $680,000 for that event. They're looking for over $700,000, maybe $750,000 for all the wonderful work they do throughout the communities across this country. You can go to their website and still donate, but they really did a phenomenal job making sure that was done well and done right for everybody who is benefited by that money, that charitable money that comes in. Cardinals have now lost 7 of 8 games. It's frustrating. It's what's going on. But once again, we have to remember what that team is and what the expectations were when the season began. Hopefully they can turn things around with a series in Chicago. They're in Chicago taking on the White Sox. Cardinals are 37-35, but they're now 7 games behind the first place Chicago Cubs. Let's get it going. We love our soccer here in St. Louis. Had a tie over the weekend against the Galaxy. We also had 3 goals. That was a great thing. A hat trick, first one in club history. But they ended up tying. They could not get the victory. And speaking of soccer, the United States men's team last night, we're just under a year away from the 2026 World Cup here in North America. They looked fantastic, taking care of Trinidad and Tobago 5-0. And they didn't even have, many other stars playing who were out resting. So that could be a good sign of what's going on as well. JJ Spahn won the U.S. Open golf tournament in a wet environment, extremely wet, couple delays, but also a very difficult course. They were out there hacking it up just like the rest of us would on golf courses throughout the St. Louis Metro. But congrats to him for getting that done. Also, big congratulations to the Bommarito Automotive Group putting on another super successful event, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 IndyCar coming to town. Loving it. You already know we do everything first class in the St. Louis area when it comes to racing. Kyle Kirkwood, in an exciting finish, takes the checkered flag, his 3rd win of the season. First, though, at Worldwide Technology Raceway. So much work goes into that. About 30,000 or just around 30,000 people out at the racing event. Congratulations to the Bommarito Automotive Group team for helping put St. Louis on the map when it came to that whole situation. So also a couple of news and headlines when it comes to this. Greg says Daniel Suarez won the first international NASCAR race in Mexico City. That's wonderful as well. Getting some of that stuff done. I don't know. So we're grateful when it comes to that. Also, Pro Joe, you had a local favorite where you went for Father's Day as well.
Yeah, I went to Texas Roadhouse, the one in Wentzville.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it worked out just well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was steak. It was Texas Roadhouse.
You know what? I mean, there's always great places
Yeah.
to go and do things and celebrate with people.
And my youngest son, I didn't want to leave out him. He's actually taking me to Shane Gillis for Father's Day, but that's
kind of a big deal.
Not until August though. So
Yeah, just 2 months away.
Right.
We'll get that coming up 2 months away. Shane Gillis, comedian. Also in headlines and news, making headlines when it comes to the St. Louis metropolitan area. I thought this was an interesting story just because I started to look at it, and money and real estate's it's interesting to me. The number one Home price for sale right now in the St. Louis metropolitan area is $5.2 million. So I looked at it. I thought there might have been a home that would be available that would be more expensive than that right now, but that has only been on the market for 11 days. It's on Price Road, South Price Road in Ladue, $5.2 million. I was like, okay, so how far does it drop from there? Well, number 30 on a list that was put together by Stacker has the 30th home right now, 30th in regards to highest price is $2.65 million. That's a 5-bedroom full 5 full bath. That's on North Beamiston Avenue in St. Louis.
So you were expecting there to be a
higher. I thought there would have been one higher, but I'm surprised
sure there are.
But I guess when surprise is one of those things that, okay, are you really surprised or not? But I saw the top 30 homes, you're looking at around $3 million. So there's 30 homes for $3 million or more in the St. Louis metropolitan area right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, 5.2, if you're looking for a home, check it out. I think I found that on Fox too. Stacker.com. Put that list together when it comes to promoting St. Louis and real estate. And of course, everybody jumping in to go get their real estate needs met. You've also got what was I going to say? It's on the tip of my tongue here. Concerts this week. We've got for people, Halsey will be at Hollywood Amphitheater on Wednesday night. I talked to some people who were at Dave Matthews Saturday. They absolutely loved it. The weather was terrific for a concert. Dave Matthews back in St. Louis for the first time in quite some time. No surprise it was as packed as it was, but it's good to see St. Louis doing what it can to show up and show out when those guests come to town. Then we make sure we get more of those guests to give us an opportunity to go out and celebrate everything that's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. We also love it when you guys get involved in the show and let us know who needs a shout out, what businesses need shout outs from that standpoint as well, or if there's somebody that you'd like to shout out. Of course, things are positive, but there are things that happen too that make you wonder what's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. This is your place to show that as well, to bring things up. From that standpoint, there is a search and recovery team resuming its search this morning. Unfortunately, as the warmer gets weather and we get into lakes and creeks, we just feel very, very bad for families who lose loved ones when it comes to water accidents. And a 20-year-old man jumped in the Mississippi River up near Mason Island, near Orchard Farm on Saturday night. Crews got a call at about 9:30 p.m. They started looking, and unfortunately, the gentleman went under. He went under, and they couldn't find him. 2 other young men were also in the water. They came out just fine, but this one 20-year-old did not. And we hate to report those stories and things that are happening, but rescue boats, helicopters, drones, all out looking. You want to be be as safe as possible. If you're going to jump in that water, and I know it may not look like a big manly thing, but life jackets, especially when you're in water like that. We talk about the Evolution Festival. We talk about Steve Shankman when it comes to music. One of St. Louis's gems, it is Steve Shankman. Steve joins us now this morning to preview an event that's coming up in September. Steve, good morning. Welcome into Arch City Now.
Hey, how you doing, Vic? Long time no see, although I did see you not too long ago out in spirit.
Yes, it was always good to see you, Steve. Thanks for the advice over the years when it comes to business. And of course, we love talking our music. Man, oh man, are you ever going to slow down? This Evolution Festival seems like it's growing by the year.
St. Louis needed a festival. It's that simple. I mean, we had one that didn't work out. We went out of business. And, in 98, I sold Contemporary after 30 years to Live Nation, what became Live Nation. And I was just sitting on the side doing events for a lot of companies, a lot of corporations, a lot of events for people and all around the world. And I just didn't like the fact that we had all these great venues. I mean, I built the pageant with Joe Edwards back in 2000. We did Riverport in 91 out there in Maryland Heights. And then I worked with Mike Steinberg on the Factory, which is an unbelievable club in St. Louis, a facility. So we got all this stuff going on. Gateway Sound is open now, Gateway Studios. that actually I was with my brother-in-law for Father's Day yesterday, and he works over there in Chesterfield. So we're missing a festival. So who's going to do it? I said, I got to do it. The family said, we'll put up the money. And here we are, year 3. I mean, we've had great acts, Brandy Carlisle, Black Crowes. When you think about the Killers last year, but this year, Lenny Kravitz hasn't been here in years. And you're talking about the guy, Mama Said, Are You Going to Go My Way? I mean, he's been around for decades.
Yeah, he has been
headlining this year.
Yeah, he still looks amazing too. But you've got so many people. We're showing people on the podcast right now, all of the acts. I can only imagine the work that goes into this for people in St. Louis.
Well, we got a big staff of people. My partner, Jeff Jarrett, does the curating, and my guy, Brad Brown, is in charge of the festival, executive director. But Sam Fender, let's just talk about one act that Jeff booked on this festival this year. Sam Fender just played in front of like 80,000 people in London, where we just got back from our little jaunt over there. I mean, people don't know who he is in this country. He's one of the biggest acts in the world right now. And he's coming, not even a headliner on the show, but he'll do a long set. I mean, 17 Going Under, a breakout album that he did. I mean, Marcus King, Sublime, haven't been here with the new singer since the unfortunate death of the other singer. The Hives, groups that you don't get to see, that's what a festival's all about. TLC, Public Enemy. Vic, I'm all about diversity and cultural diversity with music. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. Even my friend Maggie Rose, who married a guy down in Sikeston, Missouri, great country act coming in. 30 acts, 3 stages, evolutionfestival.com for tickets, all kinds of ticket prices. Got some great VIP opportunities at the Evolution Club, where you can bring your friends, have a table, free food, great visual of the stage on a platform. It's all about making St. Louis, St. Louis. Like you always say, music's one of the most important things in St. Louis. We love our sports. I mean, we had the bands booked over with Chuck Willis this weekend. It was an honor to get the opportunity to book the bands that played over at the Bomarito 500. We got great music in St. Louis. Music is our heritage. Think about it. The Queen of Soul, well, I call it the Queen of R&B, Tina Turner from St. Louis, Chuck Berry, the King of Rock and Roll. And you go down the list from,
Steve, it's absolutely, it's absolutely amazing, my friend. We're going to get you back on. We got to come to the show, the end of the show right now. It's Evolution Music Festival, September 27th, 28th. Get your tickets now. The one and only Steve Shankman. Steve, thank you so much for joining us this morning, my friend.
We'll get you on the next time and talk some more. Thanks
you got it.
For doing what you're doing.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Grateful for it. This is Art City Now. Thanks for watching us. For Projo, I'm Vic Faust.
Live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studio. Lou Information Station, KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News. I'm John.